welcome to yoga. So what I would like to do in this video, this is kind of, you could say part 3 on the grounding sequence. You could use it to follow the other 2, although you can do it all on its own if you want to. It's going to start in the beginning, pretty close to the beginning, and in the pigeon pose. And so if you feel like you need more warming up for that pose, you might do another video before this one. However, so what I would like to do is grounding, deepening into the ground with hip stretching, but at the same time, a little focus on opening the heart. So opening the chest area, opening your heart, compassion, all that good stuff. So calming and opening. So pigeon pose will come into this, chest openers, and bridge pose. So I think in a video I've only done bridge pose once. And so bridge pose is a beautiful chest opener. Can be very helpful during stressful times to get your chest about open, the breath into that space. And you'll feel the grounding with the shoulders and the feet connecting down. And then I'll finish off definitely with a Savasana in this sequence. So I want to have time to take you into Savasana at the end. So how does that sound? And I think there's a twist also. That's another wonderful body opener, chest opener. So what you're going to do is start in butterfly. So you bring your feet together. And I do have a strap because my scarf, because I want to do one chest opener with the scarf. Really get the shoulders back. But we want to feel the connection down first. Okay, the grounding, the calming of your body. So feel the feet, make them very strong for a moment, kind of pressing them against each other. And I'm having a little sip because my throat needs a little something. I might do that from time to time. I feel a little dry in my throat. You see my pumpkins? I got some pumpkins here in the space with me. But anyway, opening the hips, getting ready for a deeper pigeon pose. Inhale up and exhale forward. So really feel that connection down of your body to the ground and reaching your strong body out over that. Good. So I want to warm up the spine. I'm just going to use this. You can always come to hands and knees if you prefer. I was going to stay here in butterfly and move my body back. I look down and I have a diamond between my legs. And you curl back like this, you tuck back, head drops through, and then taking the strength of your shins, your legs, you draw yourself forward and up. Inhale. And exhale, curling back. So feeling that, drawing forward and lifting up, opening your heart. And then the curling back, connecting downwards. And so one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now pulling your body tall, I'm just going to bring us into a cross-legged. And take the scarf and open the chest a little bit. So I take the scarf behind me. So it's long behind me. My hands are going to come back to grab 2 spots of the scarf. Okay. They could be pretty wide, close, depends on what feels best for you. So hold the scarf lightly with your hands and practice rolling the shoulders back and down. Now I want you to feel solid in your base, solid in the hips, and really open through the shoulders and the chest. Now lift your hands up a bit, maybe drop your head slightly, and take a deep breath awareness here. And then relaxing, but still holding the scarf, relax it down. And then one more time, roll the shoulders back and down, and lift it up. Deep breath here. Keep in mind that figure 4 can be used in place of pigeon pose. So if you have any problems with pigeon pose on this particular day, enjoy a long figure 4 on each leg. So I just want to make sure you have that awesome option. So I'm going to bring us into a lunge first to kind of bring us slowly into the pigeon. So I'll have you bring your right leg through. leg. So I have my back toe tucked for a minute, and I'm going to lift the knee up and really stretch long through that back leg, making sure I have a straight leg here. Good. Now connecting down. Feel the foot on the ground, the back foot, the back knee, hands to the inside, and move this foot out. Okay, so deep breath there. Begin to feel that sinking down, that connecting down. And now if you like, we're going to deepen into the hips. This is kind of the warm up for the pigeon, just kind of getting the leg to open a little bit and then lift it up. You can use it through the elbows too. You can kind of sink down slightly, deep breath, and then press up. And then how about one more of those? Nice. So now slowly I'm going to adjust this into a pigeon pose. Okay, so that leg stays long back there. I'm going to stay facing you. I'm not going to turn sideways. So take a moment to see if you can find this alignment. So I walk the other leg back so it's very long. Okay, what happens with a pigeon? It sometimes kind of falls to one side. You want to see if you can keep it balanced. So first we're going to drop down into the deep hip stretch of the pigeon. So for a moment, just balance it out here. Maybe a little activation in this foot. I like the diagonal of the leg. It's kind of tucked in for me. And then slowly sinking down. So you're asking as you go, how does this feel? What do you think? No need to drop down quickly. Some of you might be really happy and just want to fold right down into it. But no need to push that if it does not feel right for you. So finding your perfect pigeon pose, let it all be breath awareness then. That deep breath, that prana energy. Relaxing your body. Stay there. I'm going to bring it up into a back bend of the pigeon. So that is a more closer to a full pigeon. So you're going to lift up if you wish. And that's why one of the things I love about the pigeon pose is how it opens up that outer hip, and also you got the awesome heart opener at the same time, shoulders back. So you imagine the pigeon fluffing out his feathery chest. And so I'm going to add on one more piece. I'm on my challenging side, so I'm going to do it with a lot of care, protecting my knee here with a flexed foot. I'm going to reach back and grab the foot that bent up. Now, respect what your body's saying. If it says no thank you on that one, you just make your way there another day in the future. Let it go for today. So grounding is being calm and accepting of all that comes along. So I'm knowing that this is my more challenging side. I'm leaving it right here for a moment. Awesome. And then asking yourself, are you ready to come out of it? I think I'm about ready. So I'm going to ease that leg back. And in between the two sides, I'm going to take my knees really wide and settle back into a wide knee child's pose. So rocking the hips a little bit and letting your body sink down between the legs. Stack your hands if you wish, or reach them long. Deep, deep breath. Lengthening of that spine. Deepening into the hips here. We're going to make our way to the second side. So I'm bringing your left leg through into a lunge. Getting that long leg back behind, so feeling that for a moment. Connecting in with the feet, the knee really center down. Now right here you can play with opening, right? And drawing it in. This is my easier side. I can already feel the comfort here compared to the other side. Deep breath as you go. Nice. So now I'm going to change this into the pigeon legs. So tucking them in. I practice with a diagonal leg. You are welcome to bring your leg more forward if you want that little extra challenge, but the diagonal leg is pretty awesome. It gets into this outer stretch really well. Opening that leg, extending that leg back. I'm going to sink down into the deep hip stretch here. And you'll let your body just take its time down, testing it out as you go. And just bowing down into it. Welcome to stay low, or you can start to lift it up and find the back bend of a pigeon. The shoulders moving back and down, a little activity in the legs, so it is active. The foot even helps out too. Okay, and if you wanted to bend the back knee, bend at the back knee, you can reach back for the foot. Kind of cool. Open both shoulders, playing with that. If your body allows today. Breath. I draw in through my core just a little bit here. It's protecting the lower back as I remember that strength here. Okay. Staying here for another breath or two. And when you're all done, I'm going to suggest that you bring that leg around into a butterfly again. So balancing out. I'm going to shift back and make my butterfly with the feet further out and reaching the body out over the legs, opening the knees. So now we're going to move towards bridge pose. The first thing I want to do is a little preparation, a little thought, and then I'll teach the bridge pose 2 times. So now lifting up, set your legs like this. When you're in a bridge pose, you want to practice having your feet, toes lined forward. Okay, they can accidentally turn out like that. So I want you to feel that right now. Press your big toe down a little bit more so you can feel that activity of drawing the legs in. A little activity in the feet. The other thing about the bridge is how much it is about the chest opener. So the things touching down into the earth are your shoulders and your feet, and your hips will lift up. So for a moment, we're just going to check in with those toes lining up forward, hands back, and open your chest towards the sky. Take a deep breath here. Nice. So what I'd like to do with the bridge pose is 2 times. When you're in the bridge pose, you do not want to turn your head sideways to look at what I'm doing. You want to keep your eyesight up and keep your neck safe. That's so important, okay? So unless you know bridge pose, you want to do one where you watch me and one that you practice with me. If you know bridge pose already, feel free to join me, keeping your eyesight safely up. Okay, and I'll try to remember to do the same thing as I'm teaching you. So here's the first one. I'm going to lay on back, bend the knees. Knees are about hip width apart or wider. And I bend. Bring my feet back far enough, or maybe I can brush them with my fingers. Sometimes that works. Good. And then I'm going to press the big toes down and draw the knees in slightly. A little trick I'm going to do is tuck in the elbows right next to the waist, keeping my eyesight up, and I'm going to press the elbows down and start to open my chest right away. And then lifting up the hips into bridge. The hands come down. And I'm going to rock the shoulders underneath one at a time and interlace the fingers. Deep breath here. So now you want to avoid contracting in your glute muscles, trying not to just lift your butt as high as you can. That's not as good for your back. You want to release your butt muscles a little bit and practice instead tucking through your tailbone, lengthening there. Deep breath. And so I'm going to release that, take it down, ease it down. We got one more that we're going to do. In between the two, I draw my knees in and release the lower back. Okay. So again, I'll take you through it. Use my words or not. I'm going to set the feet down, feel that they're in the right spot. Tuck my elbows in and see if I can puff up my chest a little bit first. Then dropping the hands, lifting the hips, maybe not too high. If you want, roll your shoulders underneath. If you want, interlace your fingers. The hands do not have to interlace. Instead of contracting in your butt muscles too much, release that a little bit and instead just tuck your tailbone, lengthen through your lower back. Big toes touch down, open heart. Feel the grounding positions, the places that are touching down, grounding, and then lifting your heart up out of that. How's it going? Deep breath. Nice. And then releasing that down. Nice. So now pulling the knees in. We're going to take a little lower back release on each side. So I'm going to suggest a twist. It can be the one knee twist or a double knee. I'll do one knee. So I'm going to reach one leg out, shift the hips, and draw the knee across, opening the other arm out here. Feel the points that connect down into the earth and fall back heavily into those places. Your breath goes down low. And then unwinding out of that, centering your hips out, switching sides, opening the arm, soft breath here. Kind of sink down heavily into that shoulder, the hip that's moving down, the leg that's reaching. Unwind out of that, and you're ready for Savasana, okay? So you can just stay on your back. Your knees could be bent. If your back is having any tightness or discomfort, knees bent. But most likely they are extended long with the feet falling open, your hips falling open. So Savasana is the ultimate grounding pose. You have to trust the earth. Palms turn up and let yourself fall back deeply, kind of sink down into the earth, and I will be quiet. So we'll use the rest of this song, I think you can hear it, to settle into a Savasana time. Letting go of all your muscles. I said I'd be quiet. Let everything get heavy into the earth. Staying very relaxed. Just feel the rise and fall of your breath. Be comforted by that rise and fall. You want to come out of your relaxed place here very slowly. So if I may suggest, wiggle just your fingers and move your toes a tiny bit. And then from there, I would love it if you'd stretch your arms long overhead and your legs reach long and away, like a morning stretch. A little bit of side to side. And then you want to ease your knees up and in towards your chest. Maybe hands come up to hold. And you take a moment to deep breath there. Either you roll to one side and press up, that's what I'm going to do, or you roll up the center. So I'm just going to roll on over and join you in seated. And thank you so much. My heart to your heart. Namaste.